Hi, this is Gunjan Khemka. My thesis project explores moments of domesticity and safety suspended in time. The words that feel important to me are transit spaces, ephemeral quality, movement, home, and of course, body and space. This video is a journey through the process of my design solution and learnings and challenges faced along the way, the mediums acquired, experiments executed, and conclusions drawn. My thesis project sparked initially while walking home one day, discovering the site near the Euston Junction T point. While crossing the junction, I witnessed homeless people bringing their mattresses and occupying the space outside the WeWork office, under the overhang, feeling a sense of ownership and security in the vast open space in the middle of the city. I wondered about the activities, how they formed a community, just because of one architectural feature, the overhang, which gave a sense of partial enclosure. I started imagining a pod very early on, studying the instances of body in space and body in space, how an individual would acquire space and what functions they perform in the nighttime routine and intentionally and out of habit. I took precedence from nature and studied wasp nest as an example of acquiring a space, layering with materials for insulation, sound absorption, and giving a warm and cozy enclosed area. I was fascinated by the overhang and hence focused on wasp nest nature of being suspended from the ceiling. Through the reviews and discussions, the project kept on developing into a temporary, suspended, parasitic prototype which could be replicated in spaces of need, installed over London in areas of high density and favorable site conditions. Going forward, I was made to realize that homelessness is not an architectural problem but a political one. This changed the nature of my project and was a pivotal point for the entire thesis. It was a major challenge, letting go of the idea that informed all of my decisions in the first place. But soon I realized that all the experiments and studies I have done were directed at body and space and follow a unifying theme. Honest discussions with my thesis coordinator, David, guided me to explore the possibilities of application of my findings in the tube stations. My user group was directed to people in distress having missed out the last train, feeling lost in the city, needing emergency stays for the night. Many tube stations acted as air raid shelters during the World War II and was home to innumerable scared masses during the odd hours of night. One such station, beaming with wartime history, is Liverpool Station, with its grand Victorian architecture, juxtaposition of new and old, vast volumes to accommodate maximum number of pods, and skylights stretching over the concourse, makes it the ideal choice for my proposed sleeper city. Walking and observing the station and its temporary residents, I found the materiality to be really interesting, with textures of brick and stone speaking out loud to me with the imprint of time on them. I tried to capture the essence of timelines through a silicon setting powder capable of replicating the surface and textures and is a great tool to be conscious about the patterns and effects these are able to create. Imagining the residential scenario into the tube station is a play on the public and private thresholds and records activities which somewhat blur the boundary between them. The action of hanging the coat when you come home, removing the shoes as a routine in the same spot, switching a warm light, keeping your bag are all the things which subconsciously make a person feel at home. As the project progressed, I started experimenting with the layers of materiality of the station, creating patterns by overlaying the undulating surfaces onto the physical imprints of the memories of the past. In this regard, I took precedent from Herzog and de Meuron concept strategy followed in their sports project located in St. Louis, France. This photo montage created by the surfaces on the side is used to create new patterns for the site, and it makes it a creative in-house process. Bringing these layers together, I create a twisting fabric mechanism which will form the face of my pod design. When twisted to make a closed facade, the straight panels will dictate the memories of what has been, which fully comes to life only after being backlit. This is symbolic of the pod being the beholder of life, only being lit when offering shelter to a person in need. For the clear communication of my idea of these temporary relief shelters, I adopted the method of physical modeling. This one represents massing of my intervention at a macro level, with the vast area over the rail tracks and concourse bombarded with thousands of pockets of temporary homes. Moving from whole to part, the unit model not only represents the stacking of clusters, but also the individual layout with the space accommodating rituals of the nighttime. It makes for an emergency space that you get to have in the middle of the city at night with all the necessities one would need for a comfortable stay. This project has been a plethora of learnings about self and the thesis and an exploration of new techniques of photogrammetry, photo montage, duplication of surfaces and much more. It has made me think of body and space in a completely different light. I would like to thank my peers and tutors who have made this journey possible and leave you with the newly defined meaning of home and homelessness and what it means to different people at different points of time.